I am still in absolute awe with this loot drop. It is incredible. This is literally a game-changing haul. On the one hand, it makes me think that we should have done this a lot sooner. Although on the other hand, it's also clear that the skill points that we've built up over the last year have made a big difference in the viability of this kind of strategy. Also, on the third hand, I suppose, it's the Crimson Harvest right now, so PvP loot drops are at 90% rather than 50%. So if we'd done this a couple of months ago, we would have gotten about half of what we got. But even half of this would have shook our world. Wow. So the real treasure here is obviously the Tech 2 modules. Tech 2 small autocannons for most of this run would have been like the very top of our wish list, and we will use them. That's a thrasher's worth of 200mm autocannons too. We're not going to put them on Angelica the Slasher because the tracking on the 200mm is too slow for our game plan, but we will definitely put those in the Thrasher at some point. The gyro stabilizer obviously is going on the Cynabal. We had a few Tech 2 damage controls already, but certainly we can never have too many of them. And a Tech 2 medium shield extender. That's incredible and really interesting. Although I will say that the power grid needs on the Tech 2 MSE are quite a bit higher than on the meta MSEs, and that might actually cause us some difficulty trying to fit it to the ships that we've previously put a compact medium shield extender on. The Hail S obviously goes with the 200mm autocannons, and that will go in the hold of our Thrasher when we equip these guns. And then there's the Warp Scrambler 2. This I am putting on Angelica the Slasher. If we'd had a Warp Scrambler 2 last episode when we fought that Slicer, we would have won the fight, for sure, 100%. So we're taking this as the spoils of war. This is a trophy that's going to be our banner as we go out pursuing more kill marks. Because we're gonna do that again. The possibility of getting more loot like this makes this absolutely a no-brainer, and I am loving it. I enjoyed those fights last time so much. I cannot bear the idea of retiring Angelica with her 1 kill mark. We're gonna at least fly until Angelica dies. And getting more kills will help us make progress towards our 60,000 Angel Cartel LP. Although it's much slower progress than I would have liked. 801 LP, we would need to kill literally 75 Thrashers to get to our 60,000 by Thrasher killing alone. So I do think that very soon we're going to be investigating the other ways that one can earn Angel Cartel loyalty points. But for now, let's see if we can stack up a few more kills. There are war targets in system. This is Bill. Bill wants to build a Cynabal and join the Angel Cartel cause in Zarzak, but he's not making it easy on himself. There is an executioner inside this scout, and that's on our list of targets. Our AAR is reloading, because I forgot to reload it before I left the station. But hopefully it's finished reloading before we need it. This guy is likely to be fit hiding. Yeah, so we need to reload our optimal range disruption. And it's going to be all about catching them in our web and our new heated Warp Scrambler 2. Caught him already. That was okay. We're switching to track and speed disruption. That was too easy. What was this guy thinking? He was sitting out at 20 kilometers and he just let us burn right at him. Well, this episode's off to a great start. There's nothing he can do here. Unless that Algos... No, but we're in a scout, so that Algos at the other end of the system can't even come help him. I'm shooting phase plasma, which is probably not ideal, but there's no point reloading. He's going to be dead in less than a minute. Hayatani of the Amar Empire. He's not even shooting me. Actually, I have a feeling we're in an Amar complex here. He's probably defensive plexing. There's a chance that he doesn't even have guns fit to the ship. There's a chance he's just farming it for the LP you get for sitting for 15 minutes in a friendly complex. But that's another kill for us. Good fight, Kayatani. Your wreck has something in it. Okay. I have a feeling that we did not get many loyalty points for that. 94 loyalty points. This is going to be slow going, but a kill is a kill. You do encounter that in faction warfare. A lot of people are in faction warfare looking for PvP and also gaining loyalty points from plexing, but a lot of people are in faction warfare just to get the loyalty points for the plex. And in Empire faction warfare, defensive plexing your own plexes, like an Amar plex when you are enlisted with Amar, the NPCs don't shoot you. There's nothing you need to do other than sit in there and be in there, so you can do it in an empty ship, which I think is not great game design. I think there should be some sort of DPS test, even for defensive plexing, that opposing militia NPC should occasionally warp in. And usually the people who are defensive plexing are ready to warp out at a moment's notice. It doesn't really cost them anything. But like I said, we'll take the kills. 94 LP is 94 LP. 2 kill marks on Angelica the Slasher. Tick, tick. Murder Machine. Okay, now let's bring our UI back up before the side 3 she lands on grid with us. I'm going to take a moment to fix my PvP overview. I noticed last time that it's got really just the wrong data tabs here. I didn't have any speed or angular velocity, which I do have on my regular overview, on my PvP overview, and that is a big mistake. Okay, that should do it. Most people put regular velocity on their overview. I'm actually a bigger fan of radial velocity and angular velocity. Radial velocity is the component of their velocity vector which is towards or away from the ship. So you can see if someone is pulling range or drawing closer, which I find to be much more useful information than just how fast they are going in general. And the angular velocity tells you what your tracking numbers are going to look like. So when I'm in a ship that needs to be able to track well, like an artillery ship, I can watch the angular velocity column and try and make sure it's sufficiently low. And when I'm in a ship like this one that's trying to get underneath the guns, I can watch the angular velocity column and make sure that I am keeping it nice and high. With these two stats, radial and angular velocity, I don't find that I actually need to see the raw velocity of the ship. You can tell that in space pretty easily, and also if you can do a little bit of quick, simple calculus in your head, radial velocity, angular velocity, and distance tells you velocity. All right, we got some more targets in Bard. A Rifter. Oh, I want to fight a Rifter so bad. Rifters are usually fit armor tank, so we're loading fusion. Here goes. Oh, that first hit was good on us. We need our tracking disruptor to do its work. Get in close. Okay. We can't heat the tracking disruptor forever. But I think we've got this. Missing us completely. I'm gonna unheat the tracking disruptor and see if he starts hitting us again. Turn off the newt. He's dropped tackle, he's probably neuted out, and he's dead. Boom, ripped her down. Oh, Angelica. Oh, Angelica, I'm so happy. Oh my God. This is madness. This is absolute madness. 2 Tech 2 280mm howitzer artilleries. More, oh, Republic Fleet EMP, Republic Fleet Fusion, Quake S. And 709 loyalty points. We are on a roll. And look at this. 3 kill marks on Angelica the Slasher. Thrasher down, Executioner down, Rifter down, unstoppable. A little bit of damage to the paint there on the front. We need to dock up and repair. Oh man, I'm having a blast. 2 280mm howitzers definitely tempts me to try a kiting slasher fit if Angelica dies. Multi-spectrum coding 2 is, I mean, the Tech 2 module, it is a little bit less exciting for us because we already have a number of Dead Space multi-spectrum coatings, which are so much better, strictly better. And honestly, we haven't really been using them because we mostly aren't flying ships that want to use a valuable low slot on armor resists. But 2 more counterbalance gyro stabilizers, though, is also a huge win. We've mostly been stuck using gyro stabilizer 1s because the only NPCs that drop the meta gyro stabilizers really are angels and then Mimitar, which are hard to come by. It's hard to come by Mimitar NPCs. But you know who else drops meta gyro stabilizers? Members of the Imar and Mimitar militia. Slicer. Let's go. Okay. Full in range. Put on the range disruption. Force him to come closer. He's coming in. Come closer. Ah, he left. Too scared of the OP tracking disruptor. I did call it. I think my evaluation of the Slicer matchup last time was accurate. I think they are mostly going to be draws. I think if I fly well, I can stop a Slicer pilot from killing me, unless he's willing to drift within web range, and no Slicer pilot worth of salt is going to be willing to do that. So in the end, I'll keep chasing these Slicers, but I won't be surprised if we never kill one and never die to one. Although that first time we should have died. I messed up the engagement, I burned out my AB, we were dead in the water, but he couldn't seal the deal. Punisher. A lot of dangerous stuff in the system. Very solid chances of bait. Oh, here they come. Below scram range. Gotta watch D-scan. Yeah. I mean, a lone Punisher can't pin you down. So when their friends are coming, you have plenty of time to see and get out of there. And sometimes they aren't bait. But that's pretty much what happens when you tackle a Punisher. Got a Slicer. I am going to keep chasing these Slicers because I know it is possible. And also because they're all going to have Warp Disruptor 2s. Which I truly want. What's he doing though? He's sitting way off at the edge of the sliding range. Be there in a couple of minutes. He slid. Here we go.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day.
Oh, Firetail's coming.
Tired of shit and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work cause my boss is a jerk and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life cause I don't feel alive and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute, I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket. I'm going on a trip and I don't plan to visit. I'm gonna stay there till I feel like I'm winning, and this is just the beginning. I need a big change, help me feel like living. I need a big swing, home runs I'm hitting, and I'll never look back, moving on till I get it all. And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it, how you gonna move?
Got him. I just gotta hope this Firetail doesn't screw things up for me. By my rules, I need to get final blow and top damage for this to count. Even though I caught him, if that Firetail is slid in and steals my top damage spot, then I don't actually get the kill.
And this is my game to play, to claim a brand new name. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm a bit nervous.
Or rather, I get the kill, I'll get the loyalty points, but I don't get to loot the wreck.
But what's the point of living if you ain't having fun?
Oh, I didn't get the kill. He looted it. We would have soloed that slicer if Zelotath Tyr hadn't come in to join the fray. Feels bad. Feels bad. Oh, Zelotath. Okay, I have slept on it, and I would like to fully reverse my take on that last fight. I admit that when I'd finally caught a slicer and that solo kill was within my sight, and then an Angel Firetail slides in and completely overshadows my damage, taking top damage and last blow, I got a little catty. But I would like to think that that is unworthy of me. I've been ruminating, thinking about that fight some more since last night, and 3 things have occurred to me. The first thing is that this is the first time that I have found myself flying alongside another Angel Cartel member in an act of impromptu camaraderie. He saw me fighting a faction frigate in my Tech 1 slasher, and he slid in to help, and together we got the kill. I'm really a member of the Angel Cartel. I'm flying with the other Malachim Zealots militia members, and we are killing Amar and Minmatar together, and it is great. Even if it means that the results, the spoils of those battles, are not accessible to me within the rules of my challenge, I still feel good about it. The other thing that's occurred to me is that I made the decision to engage that slicer, even though I'd already seen the Firetail on short scan. That was a bad decision born out of adrenaline. If that Firetail had been allied with the slicer, which is very much a possibility, then I would have just been dead. That Firetail sliding into the complex should have meant disaster for me, and instead all that it meant was that I got my kill, but it wasn't solo. That's fine, I can live with that outcome. I was not punished as harshly as I could have been for my bad judgment. And then the third thing is, well, look at this kill. What a weird slicer fit this is. I'd been saying that the reason I keep chasing these slicers is because they're always going to be fit with Warp Disruptor 2s, because they're kiting ships, and the Tech 2 Warp Disruptor gives you an extra 4 kilometers of range, which makes all the difference when you're trying to fly out at 24 kilometers with beams. This guy didn't have a Warp Disruptor 2. He was flying a Brawl Pulse Slicer with a Senti A-type explosive coating and 200mm steel plates. I mean, given the kind of ships I've been flying, I'm not going to criticize anyone's fit, but this is definitely far off meta. And there's nothing in here that dropped that really would have changed my life. I would have loved to pick up another damage control too, but most of the rest of the stuff is probably just going to sit in the hangar if I'd gotten it anyways. So I'm not going to feel too bad about not getting to loot this wreck, and I'm going to feel perfectly fine with being on this kill mail with Zelotath tier. Good job, Zelotath, and good fight, Nefferer. Finally, I guess the fourth thing is that it occurs to me also that Angelica is still alive. Angelica now has 3 solo kills and the assist on that slicer, and has also gotten into like 4 or 5 skirmishes that ended in draws, but Angelica escaped unscathed every single time. I said I was going to keep flying around solo and Angelica until she died. I said that thinking that she was going to die imminently, but now I'm wondering when, what are the circumstances that Angelica can't handle? Our loyalty point balance with the Malachim Zealots is now up to 1,604. I was feeling pretty discouraged yesterday about the possibility of actually getting to our 60,000 loyalty point goal through slasher PvP alone, but if Angelica is in fact immortal, then I guess we'll eventually be there and strap in for another 50 or so episodes of solo slasher PvP. Let's go. But actually, before we get back into the fray, our roam has circled us back around to Amamake, which means that we should probably stop in and check on our production lines at the Amamake Tatara. Our goal-orienting Neuralink stabilizer is done. Our stress-responding Neuralink stabilizer is done. Our pressurized oxidizers are done, and our reinforced carbon fiber is done. 1, 2, 3, 4. Which means that we can now react up our Neuralink enhancers, the last reactions we have to do ever. We do need 8 runs of each, I believe, because it will take 160 Neuralink enhancers of the cognitive-emotive variety and of the sense-heuristic variety to actually build the modules that we no longer need for our Cynabal. 160 cognitive-emotive Neuralink enhancers on the way. And 160 sense-heuristic Neuralink enhancers also on the way. In 12 hours, the entire reaction portion of the run will be complete. And I'll tell you, when I set out on day 1, having never done reactions before in my life, knowing that they needed the fuel blocks and the moon goo and the gas, I was really not sure this day would ever come. Reactions were the big bugbear in my mind of maybe this whole crazy endeavor isn't actually possible. Well, it's possible. Wow. Now, let's go get Angelica the Slasher some more kill marks. Oh, another slicer in the scout. Maybe we got our moment for redemption right now. Load the optimal range disruption script. Eat the AAR. We're in Amamake, so our chances of being dropped by randoms mid-fight is higher than usual. Slasher's already gone in. Okay, that's interesting. I'm actually gonna hold off for a second on sliding. I'm gonna wait and see. That Slasher was enemy militia. Gonna wait and see what happens on D-scan before I slide in. Slasher's gone. There we go. We've caught him. Stop heating everything. Turn on the AAR. Switch to tracking speed disruption. Heat the guns. think we've got this. He's neuted out. Nobody's on short scan. He's just not hitting us. This guy's also pulse laser fit. Another brawl slicer. The kill is ours. Another solo kill for Angelica the Slasher. Good fight. Warp Disruptor 2. Get off grid. Oh man. Oh. 2,815 loyalty points. Pulse kiter. See, this actually is a good pulse fit, because you can still kite with warp disruptors using Scorch, but there's nothing you can do against the nude and the tracking disruptor. Angelica is just too OP. Oh man, I feel good about this. And 31 more paste. I was getting concerned that our paste reserves were eventually going to run out before Angelica finally met her end. All right. Slice her down. Oh, I'm so glad. I was sure it was eventually going to happen. I wasn't sure. I was sure I was going to keep trying. I was not at all confident, if I'm honest, that it was going to happen. But here we are. 4 kill marks on Angelica. And a Warp Disruptor 2 for the Cynabal. So I was thinking that the fights that I've gotten in over the last couple of days are surely enough to fill out an entire episode. So what I should probably do now is get to video editing and dock up for a day or so that when the episode does go live, people who are watching it won't be at risk of going to Z-Kill and being spoiled by an Angelica kill mail. But I just can't do it. I am hooked on this slasher fit, and I need another hit. Let's go. Oh, Angelica. I've spent like 72 episodes trying to build a Cynabal. If only I'd known. If only I had known back in like episode 3 when I bought that slasher BPO that this is the ultimate PvP killing machine. This should have been the Corvette to slasher bootstrap challenge from the jump. Coercer landing. He just jumped. I'm gonna see if I can catch a coercer on this side of the gate. May already be off grid. There he is. Got him. He's shooting back. He's got a gate timer. This is game over unless he disengages. If he stops shooting me, I'm turning off. Yeah, I'm turning off the afterburner. He's disengaged. I need to heat guns, try and get through him before his aggression timer runs out. Oh, come on. It's like 10 seconds and he'll be able to jump. He's de-aggressing. If that gate flashes, I'm gonna be so mad. Coercer down. 297 LP. And a whole bunch of faction crystals. But more importantly, Richter's landing. I'm gonna slide, get him to follow me. Come on in, little Rifter. Come on in. Gotcha. He's got a web and a scram. He's also got 150mm light autocannons, but they just can't hit me. Oh, he changed ammo. He's hitting me now. And I heat this and run this. It's got to be capped out soon. I think he's capped out. Turn off mine though. I don't want to drop my tackle. Keep my guns. Get the nuke back on him. He's holding out. Gotta heat my AB. I'm worried. Come on, just die. Just die. Oh, that was tight. Woo. Oh, look at this. Oh my god. Barrage. 150mm light cannons 2. Oh man. Angelica is getting an upgrade. Count 'em.